Hey guys, what is up? This is Cody or xCodeh bringing you a Call of Duty Black Ops 2 zombie gameplay. I've been playing zombies quite often and I just play around with my friends. I really don't go for really high rounds because, to be quite honest with you guys, I'm not a zombie pro. In this gameplay I happen to be using an upgraded hammer and an upgraded ray gun, and I'm also using Galvin Knuckles, which is honestly my favorite setup for zombies. I like to play survival because it is harder to get to the higher levels on transit because you're always going around the map. You got to deal with the bus and where the bus is going to be, and you always got to chase the box because you run out of ammo quite frequently in zombies, and you always got to get the new guns and things. And it's easier in survival for me because the box stays in generally the same spot. I think there's 2 spawns for it in this map and they're quite easy to get to. So anyways, the title of this video happens to be The Time I Got Too High, and this is a story. And by the way guys, sorry for the lack of uploads. I honestly forgot to make some videos. I thought I made a video the other day, but I guess I didn't. So here's the video. So like I said, this is a story and it's marijuana related because I know a good majority of my subscribers have come from my first time smoking weed and just talking about weed in general. And before I start the story, my probation is actually pretty much almost over. I have about a month left, to be exact 35 days until I'm off probation. I think I have to meet with my probation officer like next week, and that'll probably be one of the last times I see her because I've been very good on probation. And I'll be happy to be free from probation and not have to worry too much about doing things, and it'll be a big change in my life. So anyways, this story. This is back when I first started smoking weed, and it was a good few months into it. And if there's anybody here that remembers their first couple times smoking weed, if it was like a good quality weed, because if it's really good quality, then it has a more THC content in it, and it just so happens that it gets you higher. And so, and you need a tolerance. Well, you don't need a tolerance. Some people have, it all depends on like body weight, and there's no really way to tell your tolerance. It just depends of how much you smoke. But I actually happen to be a very skinny kid, and I have a really high metabolism, so there's nothing really I could do about that. But so I think I was with a bunch of other friends, and we smoked some of this this like really shitty weed. It came from like a really low end part of my state, and it didn't really do a whole lot for me. So after I did that, we went and got some really good shit, and we happened to be at a bus station, and I guess it was either a combination or this weed was just insanely amazing, but I took like 3 or 4 hits off of the really good weed, and I started to get this overwhelming, like, I need to sit down feeling. That was a clutch moment right there. Oh wait, wow, I actually went down. So it was just like an overwhelming, like, holy shit, this shit's hitting me all at once, like, wow. And keep in mind, this was back when I first started, so I mean, it was a different feeling that I'm used to. And I have to say, that was one of the biggest times where I ever was just like, wow, I need to sit down. But so I sat down, and I actually thought I was gonna throw up. So I mean, I just wanted to sit down, and I just couldn't talk to anybody. I was like, wow, this is too much for me right now. And I ended up having to call my dad. Like, I think I sat at the bus station for like 3.5 hours because I just could not move without thinking of throwing up. And I was sitting there like, damn, this sucks. Like, and all I was staring at, it was fall, so I was sitting there and I was staring at the trees, and it was just about the time of the fall where all the leaves were like red, yellow, green, and it just so happens that the tree in front of me kind of looked like a Rastafarian flag. I thought that was kind of funny considering this is a marijuana related story. But so I was just staring at that, just like being really uncomfortable, and that's one of the only times I've ever smoked weed and was uncomfortable with it. But I ended up having to call my dad. I was just saying, about like 8 o'clock at night. It got to a point where I was so afraid of calling my dad because I didn't want him to know I smoked weed, because we had just had a talk earlier that day, and he was just like, no, I'm trusting you. You're going to go out with your friends, and I know you're probably going to smoke weed, but I'll be disappointed in you if you do. And I was like, I won't, Dad. Like, I was like in 8th grade or something, or maybe 9th grade. And so I had to end up calling him because he was like, I'm going to call the cops if you don't tell me where you are. Because I was just trying to keep to myself, just wait for it to die down a little bit. It didn't, let me tell you. And so I had to call my dad. I admitted I was high, and he was a little disappointed, but he wasn't just like, I mean, it's not like I was out robbing cars and I got arrested or something like that. So I got in the car. I don't know, we had a little talk. I can't exactly remember exactly what went down, but we got back to my house, and I was still pretty out of it. And the nicest dad in the world, he made me a huge dinner unexpectedly, and I inhaled that shit like no other. And so that's basically the end of the story. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay and this commentary. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like and a comment. And if you're new here and you enjoyed my commentaries, I'll be having a lot more in the future. I do Call of Duty, Halo, maybe even some other games for commentaries. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Have a nice day.